am for right now. This is where I'm at in Georgia by way of Michigan. And I am such a pleasure for me to be able to host the call tonight. So I see everybody has, please, if you're coming on, make sure you mute out your background noise for me, please. Okay, thank you so much. I'm gonna mute you out there. Bear with me while I mute all the lines. I'm trying to make sure I get everything muted. For some reason, I'm having some difficulty here. There we go. All right. And if you're speaking, you can just mute yourself. So, all righty. I want to formally welcome everyone to Success Partners International Training Call. And I begin by congratulating you for showing up, because we know that success begins with showing up, and you made a choice to be here this evening with your teammates in the Success Partners Team Zoom call. So we thank you all. So I'm going to start this evening by doing what we always do, and we definitely want to start off our call by sharing our signature message, which I love our signature message. So it gives me great pleasure to call it. And it starts with, I am part of a growing team of entrepreneurs with a shared mission to protect and empower 2 million new families and small businesses with Legal Shield's network of law firms and world-class, identity theft services. What we do matters, and we are looking for help. Now, it is important for all of us to memorize and personalize our message so that we can use bits and pieces as we go about our day and our conversation about what we do. So thank you again for being with us this evening for this call. And so now I want to go ahead and introduce our next speaker, and it's always such an honor and a pleasure to introduce her. She is a great leader in Legal Shield. She is a coach, she's a mentor, she's an author of her own book. She is the Ladies of Justice, one of the Ladies of Justice leadership team, and I get such a pleasure working with her. She's my friend, and it's such an honor to turn this call over to Ms. Lynn Schuessler Williams.
Thank you so much, Sheila. What a great job you do, checking us all in, making us feel welcome, bringing that feeling of family to our team Zoom on Sunday night. Appreciate you. Sheila's been doing this for a month already, you all, and was supposed to get tonight off, but because we needed one more night from her, of course, she said yes when asked. In a real Success Partners kind of way. So thank you, Sheila. Always my great pleasure to get to serve with you. And I get to facilitate our stories tonight, folks. And I'm super excited about that because we have a great slate of stories. I'm going to go out to the Indiana market for a membership story first from Lee Perry. Take it away, Lee.
Thank you so much, Lynn. Lee Perry, Evansville, Indiana. And Lynn, I just wanted to share about following back up with members and see how they're using the membership. I had shared with my networking groups that if anybody knew someone that was getting laid off or had issues with their employers because of COVID, to let me know that our Legal Shield law firms could help. Her husband got laid off. He had Hyatt, but because Hyatt was through his work and he got laid off, he was unable to evaluate the severance package by using their referral attorneys. They signed up for Legal Shield, talked at length to the employment attorney here in Indiana. She gave him her opinion, but said, you know what, this contract, this codicil is out of Texas because that's where the parent corp is that bought our local utility. You need to talk to the Texas law firm, put him in touch with the top employment attorney at Ross and Matthews. He spent 45 minutes on the phone with that attorney. She was ecstatic when I talked to her as a member because she said, we didn't get the answer we wanted, but now we can move forward with our lives. Back to you, Lynn.
Wow, what a powerful story. And it's a great reminder to us too, Lee, that we don't always get the answer we're hoping for because what we get is a legal answer, right? And that isn't always what we want, the answer that we wanted, but it's still a great answer because we have an answer. We have that peace of mind and we know we're moving forward with what's best for us. So powerful story, Lee. Thank you for that. Now we're going to go out to Texas to Jane Lehman to tell us about a 2-year-old chance encounter that turned into a great result. Jane, are you with us?
I sure am. Thank you, Lynn. Yeah, 2 years ago, I was at a gas station and a couple came walking through with fast food. They were going to their hotel and the woman saw the sign on the side of my car. I had my Legal Shield sign. She stopped. She said, "What's Legal Shield?" And I gave her the short version. She said, "Can you tell us more?" And I said, "Well, right now, let me finish getting gas." And I ended up sitting by their pool at the hotel and I gave them a presentation. I even gave them a membership kit and forgot to get their last name. Don't do that, folks. And didn't hear from them for 2 years. That was it. And this week she called me up and within 10 minutes they had signed up for the legal plan, home business supplement, and an $89 business plan, putting me over PC Pro and PC qualified for the next month. So woohoo! Don't underestimate those chance encounters.
That's right, Jane. And you know what? Because you were willing to interrupt your flow of your day and have that conversation with them and just be authentic and real with them, they remembered that and called you 2 years later. It's just a great story and a great reminder to stick and stay and you'll get your pay, right? Next, I want to go up to Chicago, Illinois. This is an exciting time. We're going to hear from Liz and Jeff Williams about getting a $200 bonus in the Get Fired Up contest. Liz and Jeff.
Oh, thank you, Lynn. Good evening, everyone. This is Liz and Jeff, Chicago, Illinois. Background is entertainment development. And we are just so excited to share our success with you in regards to the Get Fired Up contest that ran July 1st through the 10th. We did receive the $200 bonus and we hit the PC and our name was put in the hat for the Riviera Maya trip. And now I'll let Jeff, tell you how we did it.
Yeah, just the other half here. It's just the rest of the story is that we continue to work the system. The key was our success to the follow-up. 2 weeks prior, we filled the funnel. We followed up, and we brought in a business colleague that from Washington State that was a real estate broker. We enrolled him as an associate. Then on the very last day, pretty well, the 9th, we drove to Indiana for an appointment with a business owner, sold him a small business plan, ID Shield, and gun plan. And then the rest of the story is that we just finished the month of July strong with a PC Pro. So back to you, Lynn.
Wow, that is so fantastic. And I hope you all heard, they used the system, they filled their funnel 2 weeks prior, and then followed up, and then went the extra mile at the end because that's what it takes. And when you make a decision that you're going to do something and you set out to and do the activity that it takes to get there, you get your reward. So congratulations, Liz and Jeff, for doing a fantastic job and getting that bonus. And next, I'm going to go out to Millionaire Club member, Mr. Ron Chambers in Ohio, because he gets to announce something special. Ron, go ahead.
Hi, Lynn. Thank you very much. I'm going to do something special. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I said you were going to announce something special.
Okay, I am. I'm going to announce something very special. Very excited and pleased and honored to let everybody know on Success Partners that our associate, Matt Miller, has qualified for Senior Director for the very first time. Everybody give him a big shout out right now. He worked really hard to make this happen. He recruited some new people. They recruited some new people, and that all that teamwork paid off. And he is now Senior Director. So we want to recognize Matt.
Way to go, Matt.
Yay,
Way to go, Matt.
All right, Matt.
Giddy up.
Words.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chambers. Yeah, Matt Miller, Cincinnati, Ohio, currently in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee on vacation, background manufacturing. And I would not have been able to even get close to Senior Director if it weren't for the man who just introduced me, Mr. Ron Chambers, for being an amazing sponsor, even from the day I started to today, 2.5 years. And he still picks up the phone. And I can't thank him enough because he definitely, has taught me the system, that's for sure. And, for a long time there, I always thought it was just about what I could do. But this is definitely a team effort. And so I had a couple new team members that have joined, Success Partners and Shield Nation as a whole, and got them, fast start qualified. But it really had to do a lot with, Mr. Halligan earlier in the month of July kind of gave everybody that big challenge of like going manager, again, and fast start qualifying yourself again. I said, well, that's what I'm going to do. And that really kind of got the momentum going. And then you have to have that decision that you make, and it can't just be the one time. It's got to be every day that you get up and you make that decision that's going to happen. And that was my mindset all month, and just put it out there, and the activity followed, and we all know that it's a numbers game, and it happened. It's a senior director, so this isn't just going to be a one and done type thing. It's going to be continuing on, and then obviously up to executive director where we all want to be. But again, I couldn't have done it at all without Mr. Ron Chambers. Thank you, Mr. Ron Chambers. Lynn, back to you.
Thank you so much to both of you. Congratulations to both of you. And just, I hope everybody heard that. He made the decision. He built a team. There was leverage there that made it happen. Just so many great nuggets in that. Matt, thank you so much. And now it's my great pleasure to go out to a gentleman who I am grateful to call friend. He's a leader. He's the newest Millionaire Club member and Success Partners, Mr. Timmer Halligan.
Well, thanks so much, Lynn. Truly appreciate you. And what a tremendous call tonight. And, tonight I was going to talk about, what you got to do during the month of August. And it was pretty much just summarized right now in the 4 stories that we've got. Number one, the story that Lee gave, which is, how many people do you know right now that are going through employment issues? You have to ask people if they know people, right? You want to have a great August. You ask people who know people, and she had asked about a specific issue. So that's number one. You want a great August, you got to talk to people and ask them if they know people. That goes right back to what, Ron Chambers was talking about just a couple weeks ago. Then Jane came up and she said, you never know who you'll meet. Well, guess what? If you're always out trying to meet people, then you're going to have more people to be able to ask that question about who do you know, right? You got the people that you know right now, but then you got the people that you're going to meet. So you never know who you're going to meet. Then Jeff and Liz, they were intentional. They set their sights on getting that bonus. I didn't get that bonus, and I should have, and I could have, but I didn't focus on it. Now this month, August 1st through the 16th, the company's got that same promotion going on where we have the opportunity to be able to earn those bonuses. Number one is earn $100 when you have $60 in new premium and 1 new associate between now and the 16th. Next is $120 in new membership premium plus 1 new associate. That's what Jeff and Liz did, and they got $200 plus got momentum in their business. Third is achieve a minimum of $240 in new membership, 2 new associates, and that's $300. So Jeff and Liz, you've already got the first one done. You know exactly what you need to do. So set your sights on that next one. But everybody else just say, set my sights on one of them, right? 60 and 1, 120 and 2, or 240 and 3, all builds momentum, all gives you bonuses. And then Matt, congratulations, man. He culminated it all. What do you got to do? You got to stay the course. You got to plug in. You got to be on every single call, because that's what Matt did. I remember the first time I met him at a summer blast a few years ago. Had to be right after he started. Now, senior director. We see the story of Danny Godin and what she's done, senior director. They're on every single call. They're always willing to help if you ask them, to be participating in any of the calls. They're always active in inviting people to the Zoom. So you want to have a fantastic August. Just follow what was already taught to us tonight through these stories. And with that, I have the opportunity now to turn it over to the leader of Success Partners International, my good friend, our mentor, Mr. John Drennan.
Timmer, what a great job summarizing, putting those 4 stories together like you did. And, that was so spot on. And I want to do a shout out to Lee and Jane, because every week it seems like we get stories from them. Well, why is that? They're being intentional about hearing what we say over and over. If you're a team builder, you want to spotlight stories every week. You want to be good at.
It just fits perfect.
Go ahead and mute out, please, folks. So you want to be good at finding stories, good at sharing stories, good at bringing teammates on to share those stories. So great job. Congratulations, Jeff and Liz, and also Matt Miller on Senior Director for the first time. And you're one of two we'd like to introduce tonight who hit Senior Director for the first time. The next individual we've been highlighting on this Sunday night team Zoom for the last month. Well, she did reach her goal of Senior Director. And so I want to invite everyone to unmute and do a quick shout out to Danny Godin.
Yeah, Danny.
Hi, Danny.
Way to go, Danny.
All
Way to go,
right.
Danny.
All right, and Matt, I love that you led the way there, one Senior Director to another. So Danny, I know you're standing by, and most of the folks listening have been on the last month. When a quick summary, last June, you got pretty frustrated midway through the month, and instead of just kind of putting your head in the sand, you made a decision with 6 days left in the month of June. You went for it. You almost hit Senior Director in June, but out of that, you had a great financial month. You hit PC Pro plus, 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 plus. Because of that, Legal Shield allowed you to come back into Performance Club. Then with that momentum from June, you set early goals in July. You got PC Pro done in your first week or so, and then continued the path to Senior Director, which you achieved a week ago, but everything, it took some time to process. So it's been a few days since you've known you've done it. So Danny, we'll wrap up this, I think now 5 weeks in a row of interviewing you. I've got two quick questions. Number one, what were your results in July, real quick?
I ended up with 3 recruits and 726 in premium, with some that is still in processing, so it'll carry over for August for me. Way to start the month.
Awesome. And I know that you had let me know, John, it's in, but it's not being processed. And by the way, folks, a lot of stuff on the brand new websites are getting held up for different reasons. It's about 4% of business that's going in on the new websites are having some challenges. So that was happening with Danny, and she's like, well, I don't want to miss it because these didn't process. I said, Danny, just go get it somewhere else, which she went and did. She knocked it out. So great. And Danny, my last question here after 5 weeks of this, what's your intentions here in the month of August?
My intentions is to repeat, duplicate, and grow even bigger than last month.
Yeah, and so kudos and congratulations. You know, I had challenged her what would have to happen to become an executive director, and she actually knew the answer. She said, I've got to have more team, because we don't want to make this about you, each of you having to individually do this every single month. You want to make it easier and easier and easier through the leverage of a team. She understands that. So Danny, just congratulations on how you wrapped up June. And the story for everybody is how Danny made that decision in June, kind of like Matt Miller talked about, went for it, had all that momentum, brought that momentum into July. As a result, just had her best month ever and is now a Senior Director and knows she's capable of that and can now set her sights on the next step. So kudos, and you have a great August. Okay, well, with that, I want to share my screen. I've got things to update everyone on in regard to the Summer Blast. So by this time, I think all of you know what the Summer Blast is and what's happening, and most of you are registered. We've got close to 100 people registered. You want to go to summerblast2020.com. And by the way, maybe you've been there, go there again, because we now have the entire, well, not the entire, but the main speakers are all listed, their names, their credentials, and take a look at who our main speakers are. Now, there will be more than what's listed there, but these are the special presentations we have lined up for you, and it is powerful. Okay, next, the event schedule will be coming out soon. It's not out yet, but you all do know, I hope, that we are going to start early on the evening of Thursday, August 20th, and wrap up the evening of Saturday, August 22nd. Now, next thing I want to do that's you're not looking at here in the PowerPoint, and by the way, I should I'm aware here I have not even put up the PowerPoint. And bear with me because now my screen is hidden. Hold on. I was so excited there to get Danny talking that I didn't do this. Okay. So before I go to DJ Steve, I want to go out to a gentleman we've already heard from on this Zoom tonight, but somebody who's been really involved with our Summer Blast the last few years and contributed to them immensely. And he's a Millionaire Club member. And you all know that I believe whenever a Millionaire Club member talks, it's time to be quiet, take notes, pay attention. And I know he had said he's got some comments he'd like to make regarding the Summer Blast. So Mr. Ron Chambers, let me bring you back for your testimony, if you will.
Hey, thanks, Mr. Drennan. I appreciate it. And, you know, I remember you probably invited me to Summer Blast a couple of times, maybe 3 times before I actually showed up. Such an error in judgment on my part for not making that a priority. But when I did the very first time, I was so glad I went. And it's an incredible time, guys. And, you know, it's such a ridiculously low price point to get involved in the training that's going to happen there. You know, for $25, it's just crazy. You know, I put more than that in my gas tank every time I go at the gas station. And, you know, versus what you might pay to go to a national conference. And those are great and wonderful too. But guess what? Summer Blast is great and wonderful as well. And we're hearing from some great people, top leaders, you know, and in different areas of life, not just business, like health, wealth and finance, and as well as the business stuff. So you're going to get a really kind of a 360-degree experience there. It's not just about, you know, some of the things you should do to grow your business. You're going to learn about life. And one of the other things, there's such camaraderie there, and you're with friends and, you know, like-minded people. It's really kind of like a family reunion. You know, it sounds cliche, but it's really kind of true, because when you go there and you see people that you only now get to see on Zoom, or previous to Zoom, you might have only gotten to see them, you know, once a year or twice a year, as we all have team all over the country and we all come together. But at Summer Blast now, it's all virtual on Zoom. So we get to see each other and hang out with each other, and we can have private conversations too. But I'm just so thankful, John, that you and Alice and Lynn and whoever else was involved in this, Steve and so forth, took the time to really coordinate and, you know, plan this event for the benefit of all of the rest of us. I love you guys, and I thank you so much for doing it. So with that, back to you, John.
Well, I thank you for wanting to share those comments, Ron. And, you know, you said it was an error in judgment. And anyone who's not been to a blast, just take that, you know, heed that. And you can, you know, if you miss this one, then you're done for a year. We're not going to do this for another year. So great comments. And you're right about the varied speakers. And we've got people listed you've never heard of. Here's why. They're experts at finance or health or other areas. They may not be crushing it in Legal Shield. That's only because it's not their focus. But every one of the speakers listed is a member and an associate of this company. And 4 of those associates, 2 are upline, the Hoffmans, and 2 are sideline, the Acoins. And I'll tell you what, it's worth $25 to hear Frank Acoin in the 45 minutes. He's gonna blow your mind. So we're gonna, the idea this year is more personal growth and development in all areas of life. So you're gonna see some things this year you've never seen. And now I wanna go out to our DJ Steve Beck, who we've known, who's been DJing these events for years. Well, this will be a first for him doing the virtual event. And he's got a question and comment he wants to make. So I'm gonna go up to the Chicago area. Mr. Steve Beck, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Drennan. I was just thinking about it. I believe this is the 7th Summer Blast that I was at a couple before I started working with our old friend Dan Willett. And since then, I've been volunteered for the role every year, and I'm happy to do it. But I do have a request for you, everyone on the team. We do have some unique challenges doing this on Zoom this year. And what I'd like to ask you for is your suggestions for music. Think about songs that speak to your Legal Shield experience as an associate or as a member. Think about songs that motivate you, that inspire you, or simply just get you energized. And I'd like you to send those to me. I'll put this in the chat, but if you want to jot it down, my phone number to send a text message would be 630-688-5610. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you can send a PM, or you can email me at steve@stephenrbeck.com. Again, I'll put all of that in the chat. Mr. Drennan, thank you for the minute to make my request, and I hope those start pouring in. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Steve, for making the request. And Steve is a professional DJ, so we're going to have our own virtual DJ for the entire weekend. And by the way, I saw in the chat, Eric Hubbard asked, are we going to have our songs? And well, you'll see. We got some good things planned, folks. So, all right, please mute out. Somebody's unmuted. Let me go back and share my screen to the last thing I wanted to talk with you about, and that is this Wednesday on our weekly Zoom training, Brooke Haynes, who is our Zoom expert, again, an associate member, part of Lynn Schuster-Williams' team, but she does this for a living and is going to be running our Zoom. Well, this Wednesday, she's actually going to talk about how to use Zoom, how to attend the event, so that all of you are coming on correctly, but also it's going to amp everybody up in terms of each person's ability on Zoom. So you're definitely going to want to be on Wednesday to increase your Zoom skills. And then next week's team call or team Zoom, we're actually going to give you a little bit of a prelude to the Summer Blast. So a week from tonight, I already can't wait for it. It's going to be great. So with that, I want to send this Zoom back to Ms. Lynn Schuster-Williams, who's going to wrap it up. Thanks, Lynn. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Drennan. I'm so fired up about our Summer Blast. It is going to be amazing. And guys, I'm not kidding. I echo what Mr. Drennan said. I would spend way more than $25 just to hear Frank a coin. So absolutely. And we don't have to drive anywhere or book a hotel room. It's just amazing. I'm so excited. So welcome to August, everybody. We have some reminders for you. You know, places to stay plugged in. You hear us say over and over, plug in, get the information. Well, today you got a newsletter in your email, so be sure you read it. The leadership show was on tonight. It'll be repeated tomorrow morning, and it's on live stream. You can just play the replay anytime you want. The Legal Shield Associate Success Facebook page and Associate Support Facebook page are really important places to go. If you're having challenges like Mr. Drennan was talking about, memberships being slow going through, or just any kind of question that a more experienced associate might be able to help you with, or get a quick answer from corporate, that's a great place to do it. Our Team Ascent Facebook group is essential. We're live there right now. And the Ladies of Justice Facebook group is a great place to go if you're interested in that. It's a great place to get ideas for events. And then, of course, our successpartnerscalendar.com is now filled with resources, not just the dates and times of all our team Zooms and our stretch calls in the morning and all of that, but resources as well. So check out successpartnerscalendar.com if you haven't been there recently. Upcoming Zooms this week. You know, we have our membership overview every day, Monday through Friday at 12:30 Eastern. We have our open house overview, that's the membership and the business opportunity, at 8 p.m. Eastern each night. I happen to know that tomorrow I'm doing the luncheon time, the 12:30 membership overview, and Lynette McKinley is doing the 8 p.m. So we're excited to be the Lynn and Lynette show tomorrow. It's a workout partner time. But folks, you have Millionaire Club members, Ron Chambers, John Drennan, Timmer Halligan. You have 20-year veteran Lynette McKinley. You have market regional market manager Lee Perry, who's amazing, and myself. All of us show up and do these for you. So plug in, and we're bringing you our best. You bring us your best guests. And then, of course, trainings. Wednesday night is our training, team training that Mr. Drennan just talked about. Brooke Haynes is amazing. You all think I'm really good at Zoom, but I'm good at Zoom because I have Brooke Haynes in my back pocket. So I can't wait to learn more from her and share her with all of you. Also, there's the Ladies of Justice Zooms this week. If you haven't noticed, the Tuesday Zoom at 11 a.m. Eastern is now membership overview and opportunity, just like the one on Saturday, and Wednesday night has turned into training, in addition to their Monday night training. And then, of course, I'm just going to say it again, get registered for the Summer Blast at summerblast2020.com. And I want to give a special shout out tonight to all the people who got stories in this week. We had 4 great stories tonight. Thank you all. We have this new system for collecting stories. So we want you to collect your stories, send them to Alice all week long as they come to mind. Don't wait for the weekend. And a special thank you to Alice Englehart, who has taken on collecting our stories and really has transformed that story gathering process. So thanks to everyone. Let's go make it the best first week of the month you've ever had. Bye for now.